Okay, ready? There's a cat. It just saw this cute little head peeking out.
That's what we get today. That's
Yep.
what kind of episode it's going to be today.
Yep. Okay, ready?
Okay. Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to this week's episode of the CCMouse Podcast. We might be good for your ears. I'm not sure yet. I'm Dan, and you can find me everywhere at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me everywhere at Gone to the Snow Dogs.
Oh my gosh. This is take 3, everybody. This is take
Literally.
3
Yeah.
of trying to do a podcast. Technically, we almost did a whole podcast worth of stuff that'll never cross your ears again.
Yep. Yeah.
Today we look a little bit different. We're coming to you from Restream.io because
Links down below.
we got a fast track divorce from Skype.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell him the story?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Because I think last week we lost internet. And last week you lost power.
Last week I lost power.
So we completely didn't get to do the podcast last week because life, anything, it just happened. So yesterday we decided we're going to do this and we're going to get it done and we're going to be a day ahead.
Right.
And Skype decided that it hates us. And I thought it was my computer, but it locked up on both ends. And then I couldn't call you and you couldn't call me. And we were like taking these videos going, look, I'm calling you. And it's saying you're not on mine.
It just wasn't working. It just wasn't working at all. I'd like to bring myself bigger on the screen, but Restream says no. But it wasn't working. I lost power for a long time last week, maybe 30-40 minutes of it, and our window was shut. I thought the cat walked on the power strip, but they did not.
Right.
And so we lost good footage. We lost 15 minutes of us talking
last week
talk about Ireland and Lucky Charms.
Yep.
And then it was on St. Patty's Day. And then yesterday we were a ways into it.
We were like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, 25 minutes in. And then it stopped and there was just no coming back from it. There was no coming back from it. Those were also good talks too. We'll never know what the stuff was in the bottle of Coke your dad sent back to the Coke factory. And here's the thing. I cannot go back and pretend to talk about these topics again. I cannot go back and pretend to talk about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp thing, which was really good, or any of the other stuff we were talking about. So it's crazy to see all the topics disappear from my list and be checked off. Right. And yet you guys will never hear our opinions on that.
It's interesting because I feel like, a lot of people don't realize what we go through to do these podcasts. We're not in the same room. Clearly you can see that. We're not in the same room. We're not even in the same state, hence the Country Mouse, City Mouse podcast. And I feel like there's a lot of things that we have to overcome to make this work. And I think that, like our core audience, I think understands, but most people are like, oh, they just put out a podcast and it was great and I liked it. It takes a really long time to do this and it's very technical. Even last night, like I put up a thing on Facebook and I'm like, how do I do? And I didn't want to say podcast because when I was asking, I'm like, I just want this to be simple. Like, what's the best way to do an interview? So many people are like, Zoom. I'm like, Zoom doesn't work the way we need it to work. It's not the quality we need it to be. And then everybody else was like, Microsoft Teams. I'm like, I don't want to do anything with Microsoft. Thanks, Skype. So some people suggested Restream. Some people suggested some other things. So we're trying out Restream this week. So even like this is all new. We're not really sure what we're doing.
No, this does feel weird. Also, there's no live streamers out there. Nobody's a live streamer.
Right.
I'm a live streamer. I've live streamed forever. Way more than 10 years I've live streamed. I get it. I know what I want it to look like.
Right.
People are using these tools to get their messages across, but they're not live streamers. They're doing a live or whatever, stuff like that. I don't like this setup right here. I feel like I'm using your dad's live stream software, or I'm using Johnny's tech podcast software. It feels very basic. It feels very
very simple.
It's very, very simple. I don't have any overlay controls. I don't have any super chat controls. I have this now brick that I have all these buttons programmed, scene transitions and stuff. And now I'm clicking on the screen to do it. I can click it on the screen. Well, I can click 100 times until it shows up, or switch swap off back and forth. Right. I have all that on there. Well, is this easier, Dan? Well, not really, because now the control's being put out of my hands. There's no green screen capabilities. Yeah. Nothing like that. And this is the video version only. If you guys are listening to the audio version, you're going to have to go to youtube.com/CCMouse Podcast to hopefully see this, unless we lose this one too. So as much as we're switching around here, that's super neat, Dan. I'm using default things that everybody can use, which to me doesn't make me feel any more or less technically important, if that's the word I'm looking for, than anybody else that can sit here and do the same thing.
Right.
I have
Right.
OBS, I have scripts, I have overlays, I have stuff that I have to do. We have our green screen. We can't use any of the green screen here. It's very naked. You can see what's behind me. Lot of stuff. It's grainy. I don't like this. This feels
I
amateur hour. This feels like you went
I
to
have a gold
the
play button somewhere over
it's
there.
back there
It's over there.
behind your Fast and the Furious 6 racing chair,
Right. Right.
But I don't know. This feels like Live Laugh Love. It feels like every cookie cutter Target house that's got
See, and it's funny that you view it that way, because when I view it, this looks more like what a lot of the podcasts that aren't in the same room, or the people that are doing things virtually, this looks more like what I see when I look those things up and try to figure out what people are using. I
right,
see
which
more
is a
of
bunch of
this.
non-live streamers
But
putting it
that's the
on a
thing.
live show.
We're not live streaming this podcast. And that's what I see. Like, I see a lot more people use this type of format. So there's a part of me that's like, is this the format we should be using? Because that's what other virtual podcasters are using. And by virtual, I mean people that are not in the same room when they podcast. Like,
Right,
so I don't know
right.
if like this is the format we should use, or because we've kind of built out our own thing over the past year and now we're trying to change it to something else. I don't know. I I I will bet money that everybody in the comments will think it's great.
And this thing's really good. Check this out. Look, I can make comments come up. If you guys were in the chat live, I can make comments come up. That's fine and everything. But this feels really stiff and clunky, and it doesn't feel like my style at all.
Right.
It just feels weird. I don't know, but it's kind of fun. I mean, look, like we're here. It's working now. I'm hoping it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping this works. I'm gonna have to shoot a purple e-girl light on the back of the wall here or something soon,
I mean,
just to
that
like
would be kind of cool.
make it look cool. Yeah, I'll get something for that. But here we are again in what feels clunky no man land. I'm very not sure of my space here and the things I'm clicking on, but we're gonna
I
do a
love it.
podcast.
I love it whenever you're introduced to something new, because there's this part of you, and like I know you really well. If you guys don't know, I've known Dan a very long time, and
Yeah.
there's things that I see going on in his brain that I bet, again, nobody in the comments sees this but me. But I see your brain going, this and this isn't right, and I see it. I
It's
can physically see it.
I just don't get when you launched it why you didn't do some basic
Right.
things. But yes, like I said, this lights up. It's got buttons on it. I play it like an instrument. I change the scenes. I do all the stuff on it. So we'll see. So yes, you'll see my eyes just around while I'm trying to
We
figure out all the things that we can do on this.
we just need to find a better, which, hey, let's put it out there to them. Please don't suggest Zoom and Microsoft Teams though. But
Don't
like,
ask our audience that. Just
right,
don't ask our
well,
audience.
I mean, hey, comments are engagement. What do you guys think we should use? Not Skype, not Microsoft Teams, not Zoom. We need something where we can both have a video input, but we can have a green screen behind us. Yeah, nobody's gonna have an answer anyway.
You should get the Xbox Connect, and you should Skype. You should do it through there.
There was a program I found last night that was like a professional live streaming program. It was $350 for the software, but the software you get, it's not a monthly thing. It's $350 for the software. It was really interesting when I started looking at it and the advanced things that it could do, and I thought that might be the answer. Yeah, it's a little bit of an investment, thanks to our Patreon supporters that are about the only thing that keeps this podcast going.
Right? I don't know though. That's too much money. Right now, it costs us zero money.
Yeah.
I spent $250 on this amazing piece.
Right.
Oh my god!
But you
It's
use that
invaluable for the game
Yes.
show and for the
Yeah.
baking shows and stuff that we do. It is. I don't need an advanced piece of software. I can make everything happen the way we want it happen. I can make it happen. What we're lacking is us not disconnecting from each other. So it
Right.
doesn't matter if you bought a $350 piece of software. How are we connecting? Is it through Skype still? Is it how
No,
are we
the
connecting?
software itself has its own call-in, kind of like this. Like, you had to send me an invite link for this. So the software itself has a format like this, but it had green screen capabilities. It reminded me more of OBS. It was way more advanced, but you could also do the OBS import. So you could actually have the people calling in come in through OBS. I read a lot about it last night. It was really interesting, and I was
Well, that
very
sounds
tempted
fun.
to try it. Yeah, I was very.
Let me
It
know because I can
it
mess with the
felt
trial.
to me like something more that you would enjoy. Like
Right.
if to me, when I was looking it over and I was looking at everything, I'm like, this is something that I feel like is more of the level that we're looking for. Like, because anybody can get on Restream and do this. Like, I've been on, and again, I think part of the reason that I thought this might work is because I've been on a lot of talks recently and live streams, and people are either using this or they're using StreamYard, and they're using it because it works. It works.
Yes.
And the
Oh,
problem
yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
having is
I
Skype
don't want to
doesn't
knock
work.
it. Yeah, I don't
Right.
want to knock it. You at home can get on and do exactly what we're doing now with sweet, scene transitions and stuff like that. Super easy. I'm just clicking. I am just double clicking buttons. I'm not
Right.
doing anything else. Whoa. You're on the wrong side of me. So yes, I love it for this. But like,
Right.
I do more things at this point in my, I don't want to call it a career, but in my career that I
That
just
is your
don't
career.
want to. I want more control. I can't
Right.
resize me. I can't thin me. I can't thick me out. When I go
Right,
to
we're-
full
yeah.
screens, I'm stuck here. But this is amazing. I'm not
Right.
knocking it. Anyway, you guys don't care about that at home. You guys are like, just get to the stories.
Get to the point.
Get to
We
the
missed
stories,
you.
Dan. Some of the stuff we will have to repeat a little bit from the last 2 previous episodes, because
Right.
and also we're on an hour time limit. I don't recall what time we started, but we're on a hard hour time limit before
Yeah,
we
we are.
recording here.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I don't have to worry about when I
Right.
have my
Right.
own stuff. It was Kira's birthday.
It was
Watch that.
Kira's birthday.
It was Kira's birthday.
was.
She is 2 now. Oh my gosh. It was National Puppy Day yesterday, and I saw a picture of Blake and Kira together when Kira
I
the puppy.
saw that too.
Oh, I didn't even know that picture existed. It was so cute. But Kira, grown adult now.
Yeah, she's a brat, that's for sure. Yeah, I can't believe she's 2. It blows my mind. The other day after I blew their coats out, which there'll be clips of that on a vlog sometime this week or next week. But when I blew their coats out, I got Kira really, really puffy. Like, I blew their coats out, and then I brushed them, and then I gave them their like fur conditioners and all this stuff, so they were really, really poofy. And there was a point when Kira was laying down inside the house, and I looked at her, and I'm like, wow, that's it. You're not a puppy anymore. Like, you're an adult. You have that. She has that adult, and she looks just like her mom. Like, it's so crazy. She just has that adult face, and that poofiness is starting to come out.
It's that poof.
Yeah.
I noticed it after I left this last time from camping. That winter time, all of a sudden she was like, poof. She was laying on top of the A-frame.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, wait, is that old? Is that somebody else? Is that a Shiloh? Because I couldn't really tell from far, but nope. Super big and still afraid of the oven.
Yeah. And now Memphis's birthday is coming in like 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. Memphis will be 7?
She'll be 8.
8. Oh my gosh. I think when I first met her, she was almost right at 2 years old. January. Yeah. So she was almost 2, or she was probably too close to 3.
I think she was almost 3.
I think she was almost 3.
Yep, she was almost 3, I think. Because I think it was 2015.
She would have been almost 3, because you said 2 when I was there. That was in January. Yeah. So okay, almost 3. All right. Yeah. Hey, she's getting up there too. Super adult.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Right in the prime. I did see, I don't know if the birthday video, I can never tell what videos I do for you and like if everybody's seen them by now or not. But I saw Kira munching on ice cream.
Yep. I think that one went up Monday. That one went up Monday.
Did it? Oh my gosh. Did it affect any of you guys watching her just chew it with her teeth and just like, oh, and it made that sound like it was breaking ice cream bars the whole whole time. Oh, well, happy birthday, Kira. She got all the walks.
I feel so weird looking at this when you're down in the corner.
I am. Here, look, nobody puts Dan in the corner, but now we put Jess in the corner. Welcome to the Dan Show, everybody. Now with 100% more Dan and only 10% Jess.
Yes. I think that's less than 10%.
It was Mr. Tails' gotcha day yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's 15? Whoa, 14 years old?
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Maybe 14. Mr. Tails is a senior citizen.
Yeah.
He got extra canned food.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I can pick up the canned food and go doo-loo-loo-loo-loo. And that's Apple TV remote, by the way. And he'll come trotting all over. So happy gotcha day, Mr. Tails.
Happy gotcha day. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy.
Yes.
For Kira's birthday, I made the cake and ice cream, and I really wanted to take them to get ice cream, but nobody was open. Well, besides like Culver's and stuff. But like 2 days after her birthday, our Dairy Queen is open again. And I'm like, dang it. So I guess for Memphis's birthday, we'll have to go. Which Memphis's birthday falls on Easter. So I'm having this like tug of war with myself. What do I post? Do I post Memphis's birthday on her birthday, or do I post their Easter photos on Memphis's birthday? Like, it's Memphis's birthday, but it's Easter. So I have cute photos for both. And like, what do maybe I'll just have to do both.
I mean, you could throw both on there because I guess that's technically the right thing to do. But as a content creator, you have two banners. You have two
Right?
like banners. I would probably do Easter on Sunday because it's not good on Monday, and then
But
maybe on Monday do something.
I probably do my Easter photos on Saturday because Instagram has a 48-hour life cycle. So I'll probably do the Easter photos on Saturday, and
That's
then we'll do
better.
Memphis's
That's
birthday
better because
photos
it's
on
already going
Sunday.
to be Sunday in other parts of the world,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
weird. So
yeah.
yeah, that'll be good. I think you should do that, and then Memphis is
It's also so weird, like, having the dog's birthdays so close together because, like, Memphis's is March 13th and
mm,
or Memphis's Kira's is March 13th and Memphis's is April 4th. So they're really close together, and I've never had, like, birthdays of the dogs that close together. Plus, there's, like, a holiday in there because you never really know where Easter's gonna fall. So
right,
there's, like, this
and then nothing,
as
and
I'm
then
yeah, as I'm, like,
shoot.
writing down schedules and what to do, I'm like, "Well, I can't make an Easter treat this year because Memphis's birthday falls at the wrong time. I gotta put the Easter videos up. So how do I do a Kira birthday party video?" So what I decided to do, which is what I hated as a child, my sister and I's birthdays were 12 days apart, and I hated this as a child, and thankfully the dogs can't tell the difference. Um, I'm doing a birthday celebration after Memphis's birthday, and it'll be a combined birthday party for both the
That'll be cool.
dogs.
Okay, right, right.
So
There's
it'll be
nothing
like
wrong
a
with that. I think that's
birthday
good.
party. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Like, we're gonna do a live stream where we open all the mail, kind of like we did at Christmas time. We'll do a live stream where we open all the mail from the dogs, which will take forever. But I'll
Oh
like set
yeah.
this room up, and I'm gonna do like some balloon stuff and garland and things
Right.
like that. So
I'll
we'll
make
do
sure
like
to
a
have
full.
Gatorade that day.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
stare
it'll be
cross-eyedly
long.
at the chat, monitoring
Yeah,
all you guys.
yeah. Maybe we'll use this, and you can like bring chat things up on the
I
screen.
know. Look, I'm gonna click on it again. Isn't that
I know.
crazy? But I don't know.
I mean,
That's
we could, because you could probably control this remotely.
technically everything we're doing is remotely since this is all server-based stuff. So I don't know. We'll look into that.
We might have to because I want to make sure that I also multi-stream that so it's on Facebook because a lot of our Facebook people actually sent us stuff. So like
But like, all people want to know is what you feed the dogs.
oh no, I'm not worried about the questions. I'm worried about making sure that the people that sent them stuff are able to see it. Like that's more of,
Yes, yeah, we'll
and it'd be
definitely use
cute if once in a
restream.
while there was like a happy birthday thing that just popped up, or if you saw a cute comment, you could throw it up there. That'd be
Right, we gotta
kind
keep
of
it alive.
interesting.
Restream is cool. This thing that we're using here, this is their like fluff. This is like, oh, if
Yes.
you order now, you get this. This is a multi-stream tool, so I can stream to Twitch and YouTube and 40 other places that I'd never heard of, like Mixer.
Right.
I can stream all at once, which was what I was doing with the food show for a while. I did it for the game
Right.
show, and I stream multi places, and you don't have to
Right.
have too much bandwidth to do it. Back in the day when the Stream.tv was around in 2009, they had a TriCaster. It was like a $10,000 TriCaster just to be able to plug regular
Right.
RCA jacks into it and be able to switch between cameras. And now it's a digital piece of software
Right.
that's free, pretty much. That's
Yeah.
that's that's free. So I think that's it's come a long ways.
Yeah.
Well,
It's kind of crazy.
it'll be cool to see Memphis's birthday next
Yeah,
month,
I'm
which
excited.
is almost soon. Oh my gosh, it's already the
I
24th. It's
know.
already his month's already almost
I
over.
know.
But on the first of next month, I don't know if you've heard about this. I kept this a secret last week, and I was going to tell you on the show before we lost power because I just read about it minutes before. But Disneyland is opening here in Southern California on April 1st. I don't know if you've heard about this yet.
Sure, it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Are you sure?
It's not a joke. So
I mean,
they're
that'd be a
all
pretty good joke by Disney.
well, and I'll bring up the graphic on the screen. Except for that's something that we can't do right now,
Yeah, we
or
don't know how to
maybe I
do
don't
that
know.
yet.
We'll see here as I look over here and click. But yes, Disneyland is going to be opening up again on the 1st to 25% capacity.
Oh,
Yes. So, which means if you are lucky enough to get into Disneyland, and we'll talk about the qualifications later, that you're going to have a pretty good experience. I watch a lot of live streams.
right,
Again, live streams all day long. I have stuff on the TV, and it's usually the last few days and it's been this a bunch, but the last few days it's back to Disney live streams where I'm watching
right.
live streamers live stream at Disneyland all day. Why would you do that, Dan? I don't know. I'm probably broken inside. But I believe there's some of them are at downtown Disney, which I think is opened up again, where you can go
Yeah,
to downtown Disney. It's like a city walk or any one of those places and stuff. And obviously Florida and Disneyland's been open for a while.
right.
But in order to get into the Disneyland here, you have to be a California resident.
Oh,
So you can't go, Jess. But
Well, I could get temporary residency or something.
Well, we would have to Gerard Depardieu it. Like, I don't know if that's an old reference. And you and I would have to get married in order to
Be a
get you into
resident.
Disneyland and then somehow in 24 hours have it annulled or Control
Yeah,
Z or
yeah.
something to take it back. So
Right.
then you can go home to Michigan to Jamie,
Right.
which you can bring him too. I guess he'd have to marry Crystal.
There we go.
And
We
it
figured it
just
out.
yeah, it's like there's got to be like it's California. You can rent hotels by the hour. We should be able to rent marriages by the hour. Ask any one of the celebrities in California and LA and Hollywood that get married and divorce fast. So we should
Right.
be able to go through the drive-through outside of Disneyland. We get in, bada bing, bada boom. I don't know what that means. And we're riding Star Tours, you know. So
Right.
I was happy and then sad when it said SoCal residents. But and it's hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be like Comic-Con to try to get a ticket in there. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
having preferential treatment to, let's say,
Like a
already
lottery.
annual pass holders or anything like
Right.
that. I've been trying to switch the screen for like 5 minutes now. There. Oh,
Don't even
nope, I
worry
don't want
about
you on
it.
there. I want it on me. So
It is what
anyway,
it
so I'm
is.
excited that Disneyland is opening it again, but I am still weary to go. I'm like I don't want to like leave the house and go into public, but I want to go to Disneyland.
Right. Right.
But I
Right.
don't want to go to public. So stop putting me on that side. But I don't want to go. I don't want to go into public. So although I'm glad that the world is slowly getting back to air quotes normal, if you're listening to the audio version,
Right.
actually I'm sure we'll probably have another spike again. I am a little excited that Disneyland was opening. Hopefully, maybe by like Vid Summit or something towards the end of the year when we do Vid Summit in California, that maybe we can go to Disneyland again. I did see though, Jess, if you're gonna get on this ride, please no screaming, as it could
I
promote
saw that.
spit. Right. So no scream. You can't scream.
I cannot imagine. Like, I thought that was so funny. I don't think that's the rule in Ohio, like, because Cedar Point and all that is opening
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I don't think that's the rule there, but I saw a big news article come across wherever, Twitter or something, and it was
Right.
like, no screaming on roller coasters in California. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
No
Really?
screaming. And I don't know if you have to wear your mask or not.
I'm pretty sure you have to wear your mask.
During the ride?
Yeah, I think you have to wear your masks during the ride, which means I don't know what that means. I don't have an opinion on that. I have a
I don't
lot of opinions on that, but I'm like, so you have to
I
wear
don't
your
know
mask,
either.
but you can't scream because the masks don't work if you scream. I don't get it. Like, I don't. There's so much like science behind it and everything, and I'm like, I don't understand it. Like,
I
you can't.
don't know
Well,
either.
I don't know if you remember that too. Like right before Thanksgiving, there was a big thing in Michigan where they were like, if you get together with your family, you're not allowed to talk loud. I'm like, you're not allowed to talk loud. You can't talk loud
I don't
because
think you can
that
control that.
I have no idea. Like there's so many things that
Hmm.
what it is there's just such an unknown. Like, did they prove that screaming makes it spread faster? I don't understand. But how do you get on a roller coaster and not scream? I'll go back to the amusement parks when things are back to normal. I
Well, yeah, I don't
don't
want you
know that
going
I
on a
could.
loop-de-loop and saying "ah" here, and then I come back down, and then I say "ah," and then I ate your "ah," and then like and then boom, that's it. That's it. That's how it happens. That's how it
That's
happens.
not how it
I
works,
just
though.
don't want that in my face and like. But what
Right?
ride am I really going on Disneyland that I'm doing that? I spend half the time walking around shoving my face full of food anyway.
And you know what the thing will be is there'll be a Disney character at the end of every ride that's ready to sell you a new mask for $200 because you lost yours on the roller coaster.
Oh no! It's California. They're all over the ground, and
Right.
they're blowing around like
This one
tumbleweeds in my
works.
town. They're all over the ground, just rolling around. I
Oh.
I used to think needles and prophylactics were the most things that were
Right.
hanging around in our town, which I found in Blake's parking lot of his school when he was in 8th grade. It's masks now. They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, we
Everywhere
see
out
them
here.
here too. It's pretty
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah. So anyway, Disneyland's opening up, the happiest place on earth. Hey kids, put your effing masks on, or we'll be
Right.
closed again.
Right.
Here's the thing though, for Disneyland, I know they make billions of dollars, but they spend billions of dollars.
Right. Right.
Are they 20%, 15%, 25% capacity?
25% you said,
Can
yeah.
can I make money on that? Blake says yes. And I was talking to Blake. Blake's like, yeah.
It's going to be interesting because you've got cost of operation, you've got cost for your employees, you've got, there's so much cost involved in opening the park itself. Like at least having it closed, at least having it closed yes, there's still cost of upkeep, but you're not paying your employees, you're not paying for power, you're not paying to run all these things. I'm sure they still paid their insurance through all of this because they kind of had to. It would be interesting to see a cost analysis breakdown of what it costs just to open the park versus how
Yes.
much money on average they make per person that enters the park. Because, ticket sales, yeah, they make some money on ticket sales, but the reality is the money they make at Disneyland is the merchandise and the food and the things that they're charging you 10 times the amount for. Like
Which we're already
that's
taking away
where
75% of that. Whoosh.
yeah. Yeah.
Also, I
So
don't know what the rule is. For every employee, you need like 3 guests or something like that. There's going to be like I think it's like a
yeah.
3-to-1 ratio or something like that of like you need to
Yeah.
do triple of what you do in order to have another thing. So for
Right.
every employee, there's got to be so many guests to be there. So yeah,
It'll be interesting to see. Like, I would love to see a cost analysis breakdown. Do
right.
I think Disney is going to make money by being open at 25%? I think if they didn't think they were, they wouldn't open. I think if it was a break even point, I don't think they would do it. I don't think it would be worth the risk.
Well, they didn't want to close in the first place. They
Right.
never wanted to close. The state closed them.
Right.
And oh no, that's not true, Dan. Well, ask Florida Disney, who's been open for months.
Yeah.
For months, I've been able to watch people go into Florida Disneyland. Disneyland does not want to close.
I think
They were told they're closed.
Florida of all the states is like the best use case study of what would happen if we left things open because Florida's been like open. They've
Yeah, I thought it
they've
was chaos
limited like
though. They
they
were
it
beating
it
us.
it seems like chaos, but at the same time the state's still going forward. So it's really interesting like when you read the case studies on what Florida's done and how it's worked and compared to other states, and it's really interesting. But Florida did like limited closures, like they closed certain things or closed certain beaches for certain times. Like spring break right now, Miami Beach has a curfew and they're closing certain things because so many people are showing up. So it's Florida has been like the I don't know that you want to call it an anomaly because they still have a lot of cases and stuff, but Florida's been a really interesting state to study, versus like your state, which has shut lots of things down, and my state that has shut lots of things down. Florida's been an interesting, like, well, why is this working like this here? And they have the highest elderly population of all the states, yet their death rate isn't what you would think it would be. So it's really interesting, like when you really want to read about that stuff, to read it and go, it's interesting, and it's all because we just still don't know enough about any of it to really form anything. Like you can't do a scientific study on anything in a year. You won't get the
Sure,
right
I know,
results.
right?
You have to do it over so long, and it's just been really
Right.
interesting.
Even
But
the Family Feud, they pull 100 people.
yeah,
Like
right,
it even
right,
takes a long time for
exactly.
them to come
Yeah,
up with their questions.
yeah,
I'm thinking though, here in California, like, how do I explain it? Like, I'm super excited about like Culver's because I go to Culver's. You just have it up your
right,
street. I have Disneyland here. I've had Disneyland all my life. Like I've said, when I was a child, the fireworks would go off when I lived in Garbage Grove, right up the
right,
street. So for it to be open again, that makes me feel a little better.
right.
But I am not running to Disneyland right now. I live here, and so does everybody else. So everybody that can
Right,
get in is from here, and this isn't new to them. But we're all excited, I'm sure, to get back to a little bit of normalcy.
right.
I think it's weird for me because now that I know things are opening back up, I don't want to go anywhere because I don't know. In the last year, I've trained myself to think outside's bad. I'm not sure, but I don't have a desire right now to like go. You know what it was? If I were to go to Disneyland right now, I don't know if I would enjoy myself.
I
I think I would
think
feel too many feelings of, I don't know, guilt, or I'm doing something wrong, or maybe I shouldn't be here, or is it like what's going on? So
seeing if I lived there, I would go. I just have that like I just want my life back. I want normalcy back. I want to be able to do things again. So there's like such a part of me that like I mean, yeah, there's a fear, but there's a fear in everything. Like there's a risk in everything you do. And yeah, some things are more high risk than other things that you do. Like if you're going to go, cliff jumping, there you're putting yourself at a higher risk than say if you're just, going on a hike. But like I don't know. I think just because I'm so excited to see that things are opening and kind of going, and I've seen this like when the restaurants reopened, it was crazy how packed they were to their capacity, because at first it was 25% capacity, now I think it's 50% capacity. But I feel like there's more people that are ready to go out than there are not. But there's more people also now that that have the vaccine, and they've already like I think our state is 25%. 25% of our state is vaccinated, but I think it's like 10% have both vaccines and 15% have the first one, is what I think I read the other day. So maybe that's why people are, you have a lot more people in your state than we do. So maybe that's why people are so excited to be like starting to feel safe about going outside again. Or not
I don't
outside,
know.
but going to places again. I don't know. I'd go
I
just
don't know.
because I go somewhere.
Maybe a lot of it has to do with like right before the pandemic started, I walked away from traditional jobs and then I'm
True.
home. And I was home through October, November, December, January, February before things started getting kind of crazy. And
Right.
then I've been home. So I don't know if I associate that more with I've been locked down in a pandemic more than I've been a full-time content creator.
Right.
No, how do I word that? But like most of the time I've been a content creator full-time has been during a pandemic. So I
Right.
only know this lifestyle to be at home. So it feels weird. I rarely leave. I don't see people.
Right.
I don't, contrary to the belief of all the people that I know online and stuff. I don't see anybody.
Right.
I feel very like just home, like this is
Shut
just my
in.
life now in these four walls. I live in a box. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I would go to Disneyland, but it's just not on my radar. I'll be like, I'll wait until everything's
Right. Right.
back
It'll be
to
more
normal
fun.
again. It'll be another year, but
Right.
who knows? So Jess, this is something that I've been holding on to for such a long time now, and I wonder if I
Gosh.
can bring this up on here. McDonald's, which arguably is our favorite fast food place.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and in the spirit of fast foods, McDonald's is pretty solid. Well,
Right.
check this out.
Uh-oh.
Something that I've been waiting for. I can't zoom all my life. I could do it with this thing, and I could also bring up little overlays with this thing, but we'll do it here. Jess, McDonald's is launching the new Mc Meatball Burger in China.
Gosh.
Look at this glory on the screen right here, Jess.
Wow.
The Mc Meatball. Oh my gosh. They called it the Big Meatball. No, they got to change that to the Mc Meatball.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So here's the thing. Here's what I want to know, Ronald. Ronald, are you watching? I switched cameras, but Ronald, you watching? That's not where I wanted to go. I need to know, Ronald, why are you test marketing everything in other countries and not here in America?
Right.
Why? Do you think people in China are loving what looks to be sloppy joes and too much of a perfectly round meatball more than we do here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That thing looks amazing.
I am not sure how I feel about this.
McDonald's serves up meatballs in China with the introduction of the new Big Meatball Burger. As the name suggests, the Meatball Burgers features big and beefy meatballs paired with a slice of cheese, lettuce, mayo, and tomato meat sauce, all sandwiched between a sesame seed bun. This comes from chuboom.com.
Right.
Wow, McDonald's China raised eyebrows everywhere last December when it introduced a burger featuring a spam and crushed Oreos. See, that's what I remember saying. That. Why is that not coming here? Why is that not coming here? Because Chris tried it.
Right.
Chris and Amanda, Chris tried it, and like, why is that not coming here? There was something else McDonald's was doing too. Also, too, they had another. Let me see if I can bring it up here. They have another thing. The new plant-based burger that they're testing too is coming out.
They're still just testing that, though. It's not actually.
But
out
now
yet.
we have a visual.
Right.
But there was something else that they were testing in Singapore, and I don't know what it is. Which is fine. I have respect for the countries. Like I don't mind that. But man, you got to bring the McMeatball, especially when you have such like I don't know like YouTube. I don't know if I just don't see a lot of the videos that are in Chinese and stuff. But we have like damn drops, and we have the food reviewer of the week, and we need this crazy stuff here. I'm begging you, we need this crazy stuff here. Right. I mean, how fun would it be to try a McMeatball?
I mean, I would try it.
McDonald's does have pizzas. McDonald's does have pizzas. Back east or somewhere, there was a McDonald's that they served up the little McPizzas and stuff like that. Awful, you say, Dan? Of course, but I want to try this awfulness. Right? I should be able to try this awfulness.
It's what you do.
So I have to go to China.
I guess you do.
I don't speak Chinese. Japanese comes from Chinese, so a little things would carry over, but not much, Jess. So
my phone apparently knows we're talking about McDonald's because I just got the notification about the deal of the day at McDonald's.
Mine should come up. Mine should come up soon. If you have the Taco Bell app, when it comes up with the deal of the day, it goes da-dong.
Yeah,
it plays the Taco Bell noise, and I'm like, McDonald's, they're sketchy. On the app, they're like, oh, good morning, Dan. How would you like a large Coke for your video editing? I'm like,
you're right.
Oh yeah. Would you like a 6-piece chicken nuggets while you're uploading? I'm like, how did you know? I sure do. They're always watching my back to make sure my hunger levels are
Right.
good on the Mc app.
Yep.
I use that Mc
Yep.
app. Oh my gosh, I use the Mc app all the time. So yeah,
Yeah, I do too.
Singapore is coming out with the Mc Meatball, and Jess, I am so excited for it. I hope everybody in China, if you're listening to me in China, please have everybody in China eat one so it comes
Send
to
us
America.
photos.
Please, yeah, right. Please do that. So I don't know. Would you eat it?
I'm not a big meatball person. I'm not a big beef in general. Like it's not my meat of choice.
No, you're
Like
chicken, huh? Chicken and fish.
I like poultry and fish. Yeah. Like that's and it would definitely be seafood over anything else. And
Yeah.
then yeah, it would be seafood, then fish, then poultry. Like if money was no object and I could eat whatever I wanted, I would eat a lot of crab legs and I would eat a lot of scallops and I would eat a lot of lobster.
No.
And then it would be like probably like I really like salmon. I like tuna. I like fish like in general. And like, people are like, "Oh, I don't like fish that's really fishy." It depends on how it's cooked, but I really like fish. I would choose those over anything else. And then yeah, poultry after that. And then everything else. I'm not a big pork person. I don't really like pork. Like I like bacon, but I am not a big pork person. I'm not a big
I agree with the pork. I'll eat a pork chop, but like I'm not going out and ordering.
Yeah,
pork.
it's not my favorite thing. Like I'll eat a burger every once in a while. It's especially, McDonald's, but it's just not, I don't know why. It's never been the thing that I want.
No, it's more McNuggets than burgers.
Yep. Yeah, I would definitely, McNuggets, the chicken sandwiches. I'm way more excited to eat stuff like that. And then realistically, I always make the joke that I could easily be pescatarian and just eat fish and vegetables and things
I can't do it because I can't do it. Somebody asked to like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you this stuff to the PO box," and it was like, it was this seasoning. But on the seasoning, it was like a picture of a crab and a picture of a crawdad and a picture of like, and I'm like, I don't make that stuff. I love sushi.
Right.
And I love real sushi. I don't love your guys' California rules. I love real sushi. I love sushi. I don't like fish stuff. I don't like it. Even when we ate the crab legs, they were pretty good.
Right.
But I still tasted like I was eating them in the ocean.
Right.
And I've just always associated that taste with like, that's not like, no. So I don't know if I really want too much fish stuff. I am a sucker for burgers. Like I said, the only thing better than a cheeseburger is a double cheeseburger. But I have been on, like, when I do the food reviews. Oh yeah, because I do food reviews.
Right.
Oh my gosh. My favorite of all the food reviews are the chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yep. The chicken sandwiches are always my favorite. So I guess I do. So, well, anyway, yeah, let us know in the comments below if you guys want to try the Mc Meatball, because I think that would be pretty fun. I don't know how you mush into it with also lettuce and mayonnaise and stuff. Mayonnaise on sauce. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
the sauce tastes like.
Right.
So,
right.
What else do I have here to talk about that we didn't already talk about? Oh my gosh, it's always more YouTube talk.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, I sent you a pretty interesting article last night.
Oh, did you? Like after I went to bed?
No, you saw it. I said we should talk about this because it's funny because it's California people and something to do with Alpina.
Oh, yes, I didn't read it. You know what though? But you can fill all of us in, me included. Go for it.
No, that's okay.
You have.
I'm just kidding.
You have to because I can't edit this out.
Can you pull up the article?
I'm going to try to pull it up right now.
Try to pull up the one from the Alpina News, not the Associated Press, because the one from the Alpina News actually has the photos. So last night I was on Facebook and I'm friends with one of the people who writes for our local newspaper. My friend Steve writes for our local newspaper. And there was this article that was written about these people that live in California, which is kind of why I thought this was interesting. And they or something in their house, and there was a couple boxes, and they opened up the first one, there was nothing in it. They opened up the next one, there was nothing in it. And then the third one they opened up had a wedding dress and some letters and some photos and things like that in this trunk. It was somebody's wedding dress, and the person was from here in Alpina. The photos were from Alpina. Everything was from Alpina. Well, I guess like the woman saw it when she was younger, and then it was her cousin, I think, that had it. The woman who was really intrigued by all of this ended up wearing that wedding dress that wasn't her. She put it on and it fit her like a glove. So she ended up wearing it in her own wedding. Like, and if you scroll down on this article, again, if you guys are watching this on youtube.com/CCMouse
Oh, there it is.
Podcast, that's her in that vintage wedding dress for her wedding. It fit her perfectly. So like she said when she put it on, she felt like this woman didn't want to be forgotten and she felt like she should wear that dress for her own wedding. So she wore it in her wedding. The woman's name that owned the stuff was Ellen Prince or Ellen, what does it say? Yeah, Ellen Prince.
Yep, it's Ellen Prince
Prince.
of Alpena County.
Yeah, from 1934. So the photos from 1934 of her and her wedding, and then this other woman wore it in her wedding dress. Well, now they're trying to find anybody that may have been related to her so that they can return this stuff to the family because I'm sure, she's probably not around anymore. But they're trying to find anybody in Alpena or somebody that might be related to her. So they did this huge article in our local news about it. And I thought it was so crazy because, like, how did this stuff end up in California? And, like, why is it way out there? And I don't know. And then this woman wore this dress. I thought it was kind of fitting since like you're way out there in California and I'm way over here in Michigan. And then this article was like, look, this stuff ended up here and now we want to find this family that owned this stuff. So yeah, Ellen Prince was her name.
Her husband's name is John Lancaster.
Yeah, I saw that.
Johnny Lancaster. I'm like, that's the town I live in.
I thought that was
it looks
so funny.
Like now, if you guys know any family members from back born in 1934 that owned the world's largest doily and wore it as a wedding dress, and so that they're looking for you. I will say it does look like those old vintage wedding dresses.
It's
you can just
beautiful.
tell those are old ones. Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Like I thought it, like I read it all last night, like I said, my buddy shared it and I read it last night and scroll up to the top. I don't know. I think so Steve, the guy, the author of this article, Steve is a friend of mine and he's hoping that the story will go viral and that they'll actually be able to find this stuff. And I messaged him last night and I'm like, well, I want to talk about this on our podcast. I'm like, do you have photos? And he said there was photos on the Alpena News website. So that's where I sent you this.
Did he get the name of the people right?
Yeah, yes, he did get the name of the people right this time. Cool. Not like when they write about me.
This is a good story. I like this. I love old photos.
I do too.
I love the way they age.
Yes, I do too. And like I said, I just read it. I thought it was such a cool story. Like they have this trunk of stuff and now they want to find the people. And now I'm like, now I need to know how it ends. Like
we should keep an eye. Yeah, we should keep an eye on this and see if we can figure out.
I told Steve to keep me in the loop. I'm like, I need to know how this ends. Like there need like this needs to like get out there and people need to share this and we need to find this family and they need to, because what if she had kids? Did she have kids? Are her kids still here in Alpena? Do they live other places?
30s isn't too old. That's not too far away. So technically she should have kids a little bit older than us, maybe like in their 60s or so.
Which,
they should have
and
kids that are our age.
Right. Do their kids have kids? Like their grandkids?
So it should be grandma. So it should be grandma that wore that. So that's not too far away these days.
And she could still be around. And she could still be around too because 1934, her wedding was in 1934. She was probably born a little bit before that. I mean, she'd probably be close to 100 by now. So I don't know.
It could be, but so was the Titanic lady. Oh, maybe she's alive and we give her the dress and then she goes to the ocean and goes, oops.
Yep, right.
And then she drops the world's largest doily into the ocean and it catches, a bunch of fish.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think this is good. I think this is a good story. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was so cool. Like, I don't know. There was something about it when I read it late last night where I was just like, this is so, but I'm like, I mean, you know me, I'm like a big documentary person, which, oh my gosh, do not download the Pluto TV app and then go to the documentaries channel. If you like documentaries, you'll never change the channel. I usually watch it on this really cool monitor over here with this really cool docking station that is going to get smashed with a hammer because it quit working.
I can't wait for that video. I'll edit that.
It's going to happen because
make sure you record it in a high frame rate so we can slow motion it.
Can't get any of it to work. It's a $90 docking station. Not too happy about it.
I might fly out there to take it back to it too.
Right. So I tried to watch it the other day while I was in here working. I couldn't get it to work, but I turned it on the other night when I was going to bed. Somehow Jamie had turned on this Pluto TV thing and he turned on the documentaries channel and it's now been 7 nights in a row and I've watched nothing but whatever's on that channel when I go to bed at night. I've watched a Ronald Reagan documentary. I don't want to admit this, but I watched a documentary called What Happens After Porn, which is really interesting. I
I've
watched
watched
this.
I think there's a sequel to that and stuff like that.
Yes,
It doesn't matter what the topic is. A good told documentary is so
is
interesting.
so good.
I watched the
And
one on air hockey on
yeah,
yes, professional air hockey. Well,
yeah.
professional air hockey,
What else did I can't remember the other one that I watched the other day, but like, because I only see bits and pieces of them and then I
right.
fall
But
asleep
Pluto
anyway. But
TV is amazing. It's free.
yeah,
It's
and
free.
there's a documentaries channel.
It's on every app, and it's kind of just like live stream TV. You know, they
Yeah,
license all the real world and make a real world channel. You guys know how it is now
yeah,
because you see lots of free TV on like the Roku channel and stuff. It's
right.
pretty much ports of popcorn pop I'm sorry, Pluto. It's
Yeah,
ports of Pluto TV. But yeah,
yeah,
there's 100 free channels on there. And for those of you that are cord cutters, that when you cut the cord, because I've been a cord cutter for getting close to 10 years now, I had that desire to just flip through the channels or
yes,
choose for me. I always was like, Netflix, you need to have 4 channels, comedy, drama,
yes,
whatever, and just play your own stuff over. And I can just turn it on and go and
yep,
let, after Home Alone ends, Home Alone 2 will come on, or Paul Blart 2 will come on. It'll just, and then that's what I like about Pluto. There's commercials in there,
yes,
and there's also on-demand stuff. You can go watch
yep,
that thing from the start. You don't have to, it's not just live, but that live TV thing is great. And they keep adding stuff all the time. So yeah, I find
yeah.
myself watching some of the documentaries, maybe a little bit of the 90210 channel. It's on there, but there's like everything on it, and it is free. It is free on your television.
Yeah, it's been my new obsession is their documentaries channel. I'm sure eventually I'll see all of them and then they'll just play on repeat and then I'll have to find something else again. But
Yes.
at
When I was
least I'm
watching,
done for now watching the Mount Everest documentaries.
yeah, please don't do that. There's some punk in the 90s one that just came out on Hulu 2 days ago that
Right.
I want to watch, but Hulu,
There's a
yeah,
documentary that came out a couple years ago that I haven't watched yet, and it's called Survivors, and it's about people who survived plane crashes. When I was young, 1987, there was a plane crash that happened in Detroit, right at Metro Airport, and the plane went to take off, and the pilot, who had been like a pilot for so many years, didn't do the
he quit.
flaps.
I quit.
Well, they didn't do their checklist as they always do. And so the story goes that the flaps on the plane that are supposed to give the plane lift, that you're supposed to set before you take off, for some reason didn't get put into the right position. So the plane took off and then crashed onto the freeway right outside of Detroit Metro Airport. Well, I lived in Detroit at the time. I was like 7 or 8 years old when this happened. And I remember it. Like it was all over the news. It was all over the TV. That was all because at the time you only had network TV anyway. It was all over the TV was this plane crash, and it was like nobody survived, and then it turned out this like 4-year-old girl was the only person on the entire plane to survive, and there was all these stories about her. They called her the orphan because her whole family died on this plane crash, and she's never really like come forward and talked about anything. She was 4. It's not like she's going to remember a whole bunch of it anyway. But apparently there's a documentary out now that where she's finally, she's an adult now. This happened in 1987, where she's finally came forward and she's like talking about her experience and, survivor's guilt. And I just wanted to watch it because it's one of those things that like I remember from when I was a kid. My brother's trying to call me.
That is crazy. I never heard about that before. Are we
Yeah.
allowed to? Are we allowed to watch that, or is that just exploiting like this person who's probably clearly going to be broken forever?
I mean, all the people that are on the show are all survivors of plane crashes. So it's like not just about her and that crash. It's about a bunch of different plane crashes.
It's like Travis Barker,
where like only 1 or 2 people
like
survive the crashes, and it really talks about like the things that they like. The preview I watched, it talks about like the things they've had to go through in their life, like dealing with survivor's guilt and why was I the only one that survived, and I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting, but I was trying to find it. There's only one place right now you can watch it, but I'm like, maybe that'll come on the documentaries channel.
Interesting. Huh. Mine are simple. There's the one about Monopoly, and I
saw that one.
Yeah.
Yep. We talked about that one.
Yeah. There was some other one too. Yeah, that's all right. The guy that stole all those monies.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. So if you guys should get Pluto TV. It should be free on like your Roku, on your Amazon Fire Stick, on your Apple TV, for all you awesome people out there that own Apple TV.
Mine was auto installed on my new TV.
Was it? Okay, cool. Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, so like when I put my TV on TV and I can switch through, because we do have an antenna, so we get like 10 channels through our antenna. once it goes through those 10 channels, it just automatically goes right into the Pluto
Oh, how
channels.
fun! How
Yeah,
fun!
so
Now I just
instead
have a
of
little
having to
app.
like load the app, you just put it to TV and it goes through. I thought that was really cool. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
kind of neat.
I love streamlined stuff. Well,
Yes, yeah.
since we're on the topic of entertainment, Jess, you brought this up to me. Ace Ventura 3 in the works from Sonic the Hedgehog writers. Jess, are you excited?
I am excited. I don't care what anybody says. I'm
Are you a
excited.
Jim Carrey fan, or are you
Yeah.
excited for Ace Ventura: Pet Detective to
Yes,
come
yes,
back?
and yes.
Okay.
And yes, I love Jim Carrey. I have always found him entertaining. I love Jim Carrey. And I don't think I've ever seen a Jim Carrey movie I didn't like. And my favorite Jim Carrey movie is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's not even one of his comedy movies. Like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
That's good. That's good. I liked Liar. I liked Liar Liar. I thought was fun.
I like The Truman Show a lot.
Oh my gosh, the Truman Show was so
I really
good.
like
I used
that
to
one.
wish I was in it. And the Truman Show was way before anything. Way before anything.
Right.
There was no Facebook or I don't even maybe there was a MySpace. There was no reality. We were not live streaming. This was like
right.
2001, 2000. It was way ahead of its time. And I used to sit there going like, I wish I was in the Truman Show. I'd go outside and look. I need to know what year this is that I was acting a fool. I would go outside and look at the sky, and I would, because growing up, I would always do this thing where, and I never had like irrational fears except for the irrational fear of like the ceiling popcorn falling on my eyes when I would sleep at night, so I couldn't sleep on my back. Maybe that's why I sleep on my stomach. And my parents were going to be aliens, but I can't see. But if I could turn fast enough, I could catch them before they could transform into humans. And then growing up, the Truman Show came out, which came in '98, so I'm 20.
Right.
So we're doing AOL dial-up still, Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
We're barely have webcams that'll go back and forth with like ICQ and stuff like that. So there was nothing really reality. 1998 was still before Survivor or before any reality show. And I would look around and go like, man, maybe I'm in one of those shows. And I always wanted to be on those shows. They
Did you
try
walk
to
around
capitalize
saying
off.
the line?
What's that?
Did you walk around to people saying the line? In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night. That movie was really good, and they captured a little bit of that essence in WandaVision in the first couple episodes before it took a crazy spin. You'll have to watch that one. But
yeah, we haven't watched.
Yeah,
I
do. When I was a kid, Ace Ventura, 98, I was 20, so like 93, 94, 95, I was smoking and going to see The Mask, and I went and saw both Ace Venturas in the movies and the Home Alone and the Mighty Ducks right in that 90s times. I was at the movies a lot, so I enjoyed Jim Carrey, but I'm a little worried that it might be a little dumbed down and we might get a rated PG version, which the other movies were too. But if you remember and you watch the movies, they were not appropriate at all. Like, I feel like they're trying to push it towards more of a Sonic the Hedgehog audience and less of Jim Carrey holding onto the bar while that girl's doing stuff, or Einhorn's a man, or any of the stuff that got that movie, I thought, canceled by today's standards, which who knows what today's standards are. If Weapon's good, but other stuff's not, but Potato Head's not. So I don't know what they're going to think, because the first one was pretty controversial on how they treated people in that movie. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready for this Jim Carrey. So I do like Jim Carrey movies. Was there ever really bad Jim Carreys? I think he stopped.
A lot of people didn't.
He went through that weird phase where he became an artist.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Cable Guy. That was one of the...
because that to me, Cable Guy to me, and it was okay. I watched it and I could see the dark humor into it, but Cable Guy to me was like Little Nicky coming after Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Biggest high ever, Happy Gilmore. We went to the theaters and saw that 3 times, and our hockey jersey, Happy Gilmore. And then he comes out with Little Nicky, where you can't understand what he's saying, and it's a complete 180. Because even before that, we were ramping up with Billy Madison.
Right.
And then boom, Little Nicky comes out, and you're like, what is going on? And I felt like the Cable Guy hit the brakes because it was a more slowed down movie. Matthew Broderick's great. Like the movies, I think the movie was good.
It wasn't a bad movie, but like you said,
weird.
it was right. It wasn't what people were expecting from a Jim Carrey movie. And I think when Jim Carrey got to the point where there were things people were expecting from him, that was when he was like,
yeah, he had
what I want to do. So
I liked Meltdown Jim Carrey. He became an artist. He started talking all this life philosophical stuff that halfway made sense to me that I thought was kind of neat. And then all of a sudden, he was done with the world. Like, he didn't even have a phone. He was like off the grid. And all of a sudden he showed up as Jim Carrey in
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik's, as Dr. Robotnik, I think he was, right? Or
Yep.
Eggman.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, that was a lot of old Jim Carrey in that bit. And then here he
Yeah.
is now. So I don't know what made him come around or what, but I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I think
I'm
it'll be
in, but we
fun.
can only be excited for 4 minutes and 55 seconds just because I can see that we've been rolling for 55 minutes and I still have
Oh.
so much stuff.
We should
So much stuff to talk about.
probably end it and we'll talk about more stuff next week. Or maybe we'll actually do a live stream or something, which I don't know, maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know.
We'll be doing more of those soon. And then next week we're going to
Yes.
talk about NFT art, and I will educate you
Yes.
guys on what NFT is and what it all means to everybody, because I know there's a lot of confusion about stuff that people either think are super rad future art or just money laundering. We'll talk about that but we'll talk about that next week. So okay, then that's it.
Oh my gosh, we did a podcast. We did it.
We're gonna be done.
We did it.
We don't know where this is recording to, apparently to the cloud somewhere. I don't know, but this is fun. This is new. We'll figure something out more permanent, but this is more exciting. We've done hundreds of these podcasts and hours and hours and hours of this, and sometimes it visually gets stale, so this is different. I would like to get rid of the green screen.
Me too.
For many reasons, but I would like to. Maybe I'll have a cooler background, or I'll have some sort of, whatever. I'll go watch to see what everybody's doing on Twitch.
I have doors.
And copy their background.
I can turn this way.
But we can shine purple lights on the doors, and that's all we need.
Yeah.
Dim the lights back there, purple doors, throw your Switch back there.
Right.
With a Nintendo product, you maybe have like a Boo like plushie or something like that.
Have a screen back there with my videos playing like my cousin did in his video.
Yeah. Yep. So something fun like that. But we'll get it dialed in, everybody. I'm going to get out of here and go set up for a baking live stream tonight on youtube.com, or excuse me, a cooking live stream on youtube.com/RFSDan tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific. We're going to be cutting up zucchinis into little like chips things, and we're going to be breading them and cooking them and eating them.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, it's going to be a chill stream where we're just going to make that. I'll take up most of the time, and we're going to be talking to you guys, which seems to be the star of the show.
Yay.
Is the chat interaction. What else you got going on, Jess? Do you still have, before we get out of here, your contest going on?
Yes.
All right. Plug that real quick, and then we'll wrap it up.
So if you go to youtube.com/GoneToTheSnowDogs, there's a video on there with the dogs, and it has a gold play button and the dogs on the thumbnail. Click on that video, and it'll have all the information. Watch the video. The instructions are in the video.
Yes.
Like,
do not comment about the video in our video.
Right. Go to that video and read all the instructions. We're doing we finally let the dogs unbox their gold play button, and we thought it would be fun to do like a giveaway. The video for some reason did really, really well, and then YouTube was like, we don't want anybody else to see it.
When you uploaded it was broken when you uploaded it. You couldn't Instagram was down, and that's some of the ways to win. I'm like, you can't. We literally uploaded it as it went down for those hours. I'm like, no. So there's a good chance that you could win.
There's a good chance you haven't seen it because YouTube didn't even show it to you. So it's there. It's over at youtube.com/GoneToTheSnowDogs. And like I said, go watch the video, and there's a link in the video and instructions on how you can get entered. We're doing 10 prize packages, and the top one has a spirit hood included as well.
Yes, perfect. So go support Jess and win some fabulous prizes. It's 58 after Jess. Let's wrap this up. That'll do it for this week's episode of the CCMouse Podcast. Listening to us maybe every Wednesday on your favorite music app. Find the video version if this records on youtube.com/CCMouse Podcast, and we'll see you next week. Maybe somehow, some way, same mouse time. No, it's same mouse podcast that looks different. So none of the stuff that I said applies to what just happened now. Thank you for being patient. We love you guys, and thanks for the support. And we'll see you next time. This is great. This is a new evolution of what's going on.
I think we did a thing.
You know what? I'm going to let you go ahead and say we did a thing, because I feel confident that at this time...
That we did it?
We did it.
We did a thing!
See you, everybody. I have nowhere to go, and we're going to stay here for another minute until this thing stops. Bye. We'll see what happens when it gets to the end of the stream.
I think you got to hit, stop streaming or something.
I don't know. Streaming. Bye, everybody. Bye. See you next week.